Hello guys, welcome back to our channel Kite Anime. In today's video we will gonna talk about top 10 new romance anime 2021 that are released or going to be released. But before we start our video, most of the viewers are didn't subscribe to my channel. So please, if you are enjoying my content, then show your support by subscribe to this channel and press the notification bell icon. So without wasting any more time, let's get jump to this video. Starting with number 10 anime, the detective is already dead. Here's the story guys. Kimizuka Kimihiko is a crisis magnet. From getting catch up in a crime scene to accidentally witnessing a drug deal. Then he onboards hires a detective. Unfortunately, his attempt at avoiding trouble is foiled by a beautiful girl with silver hair who goes by codename Saista. Declaring herself a detective, she unceremoniously dragged Kimizuka into the case as her assistant. That incident spelled the beginning of an adventure around the globe that went beyond his wildest imagination, putting their lives on the line. The two took down criminal organizations, preventing disasters and saved thousands. But the curtain closed to their epic journey with the Saista ultimately death 3 years later. Resolving to live an ordinary high school life this time, Kimizuka spends the year maintaining a low profile. However, as fate would have it, a girl with an uncanny resemblance to Saista comes crashing into his life, threatening to throw his peaceful days into disarray. Moving on number 9 anime, Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. Here's the story guys. Every day, Naoto Hachijui is teased relentlessly by Hayase Nagatoro, a first-year student he meets one day in the library while working on his manga. After reading his story and seeing his awkward demeanor, she decides from that moment on to toy with him, even calling him senpai in lieu of using his real name. At first, Nagatoro relentlessly antics are more bothersome than anything and leave him feeling embarrassed as he forced to cater to her whims. However, as they spend more time together, a strange sort of friendship develops between them, and Nato finds out that life with Nagatoro can even be fun. But one thing for sure, his days will never be dull again. Moving on number 8 anime, The Duke of Death and His Maid. Here's the story guys. Cursed by a witch as a child, a young duke gains the unwanted power to kill every living thing he touches. Forced to move away from his family into a large mansion deep into the woods, the duke is treated as if does not exist and is continuously shunned by his peers. However, he is not entirely alone. Rob and Alice, his butler and maid, are always by his side. Alice loves to tease him, and as their relationship grows, the Duke makes it his goals to break free from this deadly curse. Of course, he is going to need some help, and who better to do this than the various inhabitants of the supernatural? Moving on number 8 anime, Tsuki ga Michibiku Isekai Dochu. Guys, believe me, this anime was another level. Why? If you have already watched The Rising of the Sealed Hero, then you know that you're calling someone to another world and then fired and tell them you're on its way. That's happened with our MC Mishumi Makato. High school student Mishumi Makato is called into a fantasy world by the god Tsukuyo Yomi in order to be a hero. However, powerful others in this world are not as thrilled to have him there, and they kick him to the edge of the world, just as Tsukuyomi declares that he must leave Makato to find his own way. Now it's up to Makato to find its own way. Moving on number 6 anime, Spirit Chronicles. Guys, I have my sight on this anime because this is interesting. A boy who lives on Earth died and suddenly transported or resurrected into another world where he have different boy bodies and different memories as well. So here's the story. Amakawa Haruto is a young man who died before reuniting with his childhood friend, who disappeared 5 years ago. Ryo is a boy living in the slums who wants revenge for his mother who was murdered in the front of him when he was 5 years old. Earth and another world. Two people with completely different background and values, but for some reason, the memories and personality of Haruto, our MC, who should have died, is resurrected in Ryo's body. As the two are confused over their memories and personality fusing together, Ryo decided to live in this new world. Along with Haruto's memories, Ryo awakens an unknown special power, and it seems that if he uses it well, he can live a better life. But before that, Ryo encounters a kidnapping that turns out to be a princess of Betterment Kingdom that he lives in. After saving the princess, Ryo is given a scholarship at the Royal Academy. There's his story start. A school for the rich and powerful peoples, but being a poor orphan in a school of nobles turns out to be an extremely disstable place to be. Moving on, number 6 anime. I saved, then I brought a high school girl home. So here's the story. When regular salaryman Yoshida, our MC, wakes up one Sunday morning after a long night at the bar, the last thing he expects to see is that his tiny apartment has a new resident, an unfamiliar high school girl. The previous night, despite finally gathering the courage to confess to his boss and longtime crush, Arigoto, Yoshida was rejected. After drowning his sorrows at a bar with his good friend Hashimoto, Yoshida headed back to his home in a drunken stupor, only to run into Shayo Ogiwara, a runaway high schooler. She urged him to let her stay the night, and with his judgment clouded by alcohol, Yoshida complied. Now, with his head on straight but no memory of last night's event, Yoshida has Sayu explain just how she ended up sleeping at his apartment. Having listened to her story, Yoshida finds himself unable to kick her out, especially after learning that she come all the way from Hokkaido. So despite his reservation about sheltering an underage girl, Yoshida allows her to stay and their life together begins. Moving on, number 4 anime. Mother of the Goddess Dormitory. Here's the story, guys. Nagami Koshi is a 12-year-old boy who was abandoned by his father after their house catch on fire, leaving him to roam the streets pennilessly. Then one day, a girl named Minerva, who finds him lying on the sidewalk, take him to a women's college dormitory, one known for housing troublesome residents, and asks him to be their dormitory mother. Surrounded by older women, forced to deal with the idiocy crisis, cause he starts his new, somewhat itchy life. Moving on, number 3 anime. My senpai is annoying. Nothing much to the story. A newly employed junior gets very annoyed with her senior at work in various situations in young adult's life. Moving on, number 4 anime. Kanojo Kanojo. This anime, it is upcoming and it will gonna release in July 3. After harboring an unrequited love for years, Noya Miyuki, our MC, finally gets to date his childhood friend, Saki. However, just as he tried to commit himself to this relationship, he receives an abrupt confession from Nagisa Minase as well. At first, Naya tries to reject her, but is soon overcome by the feeling of not wanting to hurt Nagisa. Trying to avoid betraying his girlfriend's trust in him, Noya thinks up a solution and becoming two-timing. Naturally, Saki rebuffs this idea, but through Noya's and Nagisa persistence, she reluctantly submits. With this, a three-way affair begins between Noya, his girlfriend, and his other girlfriend, as they develop a relationship that deviates from the social norms. Finally, on the number 1 anime, we have Cuckoo's Fiancee, or A Couple of Cuckoos. This anime will be released in 2021, so I have high hope for this anime. So here's the story, guys. Nagi Umano was mistakenly switched at birth and now attends a prestigious private high school. One day he has a chance meeting with Erika Amano, an incredibly high society high school girl who claims she is on the way to meet her fiancé and who asks forces him to be her fake boyfriend. Neither of them at the time understood the significance of their meeting. For Erika was the girl, Nagi was sweet at birth, and Nagi was Erika's soon-to-be fiancée. The curtain raises on a romantic comedy of an intertwined fates that begin with switch at birth. I hope friends all of you enjoy this video, and if you really enjoy this video then please show love by likes and comment, and if you are new on this channel be sure to subscribe and press the notification bell icon.